Here's your advanced organizer for this tutorial. And we're going to use an analogy from the field of customer service. And the term we're going to focus on is something called touch points. For example, when you go into an hotel, the initial meeting you have will have a very big first impression, what psychologists call a primacy effect. And the very top hotels make a big point of working these touch points. For example, you go in, you're usually greeted by somebody with a smile. They may even know your name, and everything is about giving you a very positive first impression to build rapport. In contrast to an experience where you go in, nobody comes forward, you go to the desk, there's somebody there, they're on their phone, and then eventually they say, yeah, what do you want? So that's a big point, and that's an important touch point. And the same thing applies when we talk about managing student projects. The first meeting that we have with the students is an important touch point. So as we go through this tutorial, we'll be looking at some key touch points and looking at how best to facilitate those particular touch points in the context of the old project. Now, once you've done that first meeting, hopefully, if you've done it well, you've built some rapport, you've clarified things with the students, and you got off to a good footing. However, between them and the next meeting, there is the in-between time. Now, this is a period where the students are doing things, and the important thing is to maintain some good contact that's useful for the students so they feel comfortable in posing questions. You may have a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group, but the idea is that the time between the first meeting and subsequent meetings, that's still an important time to maintain communication and support student learning. Then they hopefully will have done some work before that first meeting, and they will present that work, and how you facilitate that meeting is really important in terms of giving students good feedback, getting the groups involved, doing some good collaborative learning. The idea of facilitating those kind of situations is that the groups learn, the groups share their learning, the whole group learns from each other, the basic idea of good collaborative learning. Then there's the in-between time again, so the same principles apply, but also at some stage the students will have to prepare their work for assessment. So it's very important that there's quality feedback, the students know what they need to do, and if there's any gaps, they know that they have to put the work in, so they don't turn up for assessment unprepared. And as we know, in all situations, there's always the potentiality of something going wrong, challenges occurring. In an hotel, no matter what you do, things can go wrong. It could be that someone's paper is not delivered in the morning, or a member of the staff's perhaps not been as good with the customer service, so complaints come in and they've got to be dealt with. And it's the same thing with the project. So good project supervision is about anticipating some of the likely challenges. Things like perhaps the students not getting on as a group, perhaps they are stuck on something but are scared to contact you. So anticipating some of the things that are likely to go wrong is really useful. You can't anticipate everything. So we're going to go through this tutorial focusing on these touch points and looking at the kind of facilitation skills and practices that would support good student learning through this process.